Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is September 13th, 2025, which means we are back at it with another edition of my favorite matches, the series where I look back at all the best matches from the last week or so. I said in the last video that I was pretty worried about the quality of the matches we were going to get in this next little while because the weekly matches weren't as good, and without a big event, how was that going to happen? But holy shit, dude, the weekly matches actually stepped it up a fucking notch, dude. This was a good week for weekly wrestling television. And then some good overseas stuff here to talk about, so let's get into this, man. Let's just jump right in. Starting with, honestly, probably one of my favorite matches I want to talk about here. John Cena versus Sami Zayn, US Championship, Smackdown, September 5th. This match was fucking awesome, dude. I loved this match. It was such a cool full circle moment for Sami Zayn. The fact he's able to wrestle John Cena for the US Championship, much like he did 10 years ago, and they had an absolute banger. They went an absolute war with each other. Gosh, it's just some crazy close finishes that the crowd bit on every single one. Fantastic stuff here. Finally, this was probably the best match on SmackDown since that TLC match in April. So, yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. Even the finish was just kind of I kind of expected it, so it wasn't too much of a letdown for me. But still, this match was great. Loved it. Up next, we have Konosuke Takeshita versus Mark Briscoe from Collision 906. Now, again, this is your week. There it is. It's regular, man. Your weekly Konosuke Takeshita match that I need to talk about here because this one was fucking awesome as well. Mark Briscoe is such a good wrestler too. I think he's still super underrated, honestly. I think he doesn't really get a lot of the credit that he deserves. But he's really found a spot in AEW, and I really like how well they're pushing him a lot. So this match was great. This match was awesome. I loved it as well. Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood taking on the team of Adam Priest, dude, DPW original Adam Priest, and Tommy Billington, Dynamite Kid's son, in a tag team match also from Collision. Great stuff. Dude, again, Adam Priest is awesome, man. It's funny. It's not like, I do kind of wish he wasn't being built so much of a face. I think Adam Priest is a great heel, and you'll see that on display from his work in DPW, but regardless, he's wrestling FTR. He's teaming with Tommy Billington to take on FTR, and he's doing a great job at that. This match was awesome. Also from Collision, Daniel Garcia versus Jon Moxley. Dude, what else is there to say, man? These two just had a great match on Dynamite, and now they're having an even better match here on Collision. You can really feel the desperation in Daniel Garcia to really try to find himself, and I think it's a lot better with in hindsight now, and seeing everything that went down on Dynamite, which I do have my problems with. I think it's kind of ridiculous they didn't have Daniel Garcia join the original Blackpool Combat Club, but they have him join the shitty-ass Death Riders. and especially after everything the Death Riders did to Daniel Garcia, it does make sense, because Daniel Garcia always seemed to kind of have a problem with Bryan Danielson in storyline and kayfabe. So to do this while he's on commentary, I guess this does make sense, but still, I think it's just kind of for him, I don't think he's gonna get a lot out of this unless he's the one to actually take down Jon Moxley for good and this whole this whole Death Riders thing. But that should have been Wheeler Yuta spot, so I guess fuck him, really. Anyway, this match was awesome. Dude, holy shit! What I wasn't expecting here was to actually shout out a match from NXT: Javon Evans versus Josh Briggs. This match was great too, man. Javon Evans is the reason to watch NXT. Really, he is the wrestler. He is their most outstanding wrestler on that entire roster, probably, at least for this year. And Josh Briggs actually put on a good performance here too, man. Maybe he's finally going to live up to that Stan Hansen-esque build that he was supposed to receive, man, after going to Pro Wrestling Noah. Maybe he will finally get it here. But he put on a good performance here. I really like this match a lot. I thought this one was worth shouting out. Moving on, we have Adam Page versus Josh Alexander at AEW Dynamite, September 10th. Great opening match here. It's so nice to see Josh Alexander get a spot in the sun now, dude. I always thought he was kind of thrown into the mix, and I always had a bit of trouble standing out and developing his own character within the Don Callis family. But now, when he has those singles matches, he actually does a really good job here. So that match was really great. Sky Blue versus Tony Storm in a Philly street fight. It's insane how they still come up with unique spots to do. I think the electric fly swatter and the fucking staple to the ass is is great. It's awesome, man. I love it. And then Tony Storm's whole Sandman-esque presentation in the I think it was actually supposed to be like also like a no, not Taz was never in the boiler suit. That was WWE Taz. I'm trying to forget about that. But yeah, that was Sandman. You know, she had the candlestick. That was pretty cool. Yeah, the whole match was great. And then finally the Ops and Brodito versus Death Riders and Young Bucks. And you know, your standard, not standard, but like what you're supposed to get, your main course, multi-man tag, the Ops of Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Will Hobbs versus and Bandito and Brody King versus John Moxley, Claudio, Wheeler, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, 10-man tag. Great stuff as always, man. Like I said, there's Bandito again. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. Moving on though, we're gonna head overseas finally. We're gonna talk about some stuff from Mexico, from Japan. Starting with Katsuyori Shibata and Kenta taking on the team of Minoru Suzuki and Naomichi Marufuji at Takayama Empire 4. Super fun, man. I love like these freelance shows they'll do sometimes where they just force like guys that are like that don't like each other to team up, and that results in just some chaotic adventures that, you know, have a lot of story running through them and a lot of drama running through them. So it ends up being like a really exciting, entertaining match. Yeah, the whole story of it was awesome, that everyone just kind of hates each other, but they're doing it for a good cause in the end. So I would like this match. I'd recommend checking this one out. Also, this one was kind of hard to find, but I heard good reviews about it, so I wanted to check it out. I don't watch this promotion regularly, but I saw good reviews about this and watched it, and I do end up recommending it. It is Jackie Kamai versus Ryoya Tanaka from Dragon Gate Stormgate 2025 Night 1. Fantastic fucking match between these two, man. It reminded me a lot of the old Dragon Gate, honestly. I like this match a lot. Moving down to Mexico, we have Angel de Oro and Hechicero versus Bandito in Mexico from the Super Viernes show on September 5th. Again, awesome Lucha Libre shit, man. Dude, oh my god. Mystico was like insanely good, dude. I actually can't believe like this is the same guy that was, I believe this is still the same guy that was like the original Sin Cara in WWE. Like, and I can't fucking believe the difference between them, man. I know, like, you know, reports were like that you'd refuse to learn the WWE style, but like, holy shit, dude. This guy's awesome. And Bandito's awesome. And Angel Doro is awesome. And Hechicero was good in this match. So that's a win for me. Also from that Super Viernes show, September 5th, it was Barboza and Defunto versus Dragon del Fuego and Dragon Legendario. Great tag team match between those two there. Also shouting out Sari versus Suzu Suzuki in Stardom to the World, bro. I love seeing Sari in my Stardom. It's fantastic. It's always awesome. And, you know, I never really, like, I didn't know her before. I didn't really know her before she came to NXT. And, you know, she had an initial good run, but then, you know, NXT 2.0 happened. And, you know, I didn't hate that character when it happened. I thought it's a little, like, you know, like, just the overall vibe of the show. Like, you could kind of see how I was like, oh, that's kind of cringe. But then, you know, she leaves. She talks about how she really didn't like that character. And then she just becomes, like, an absolute fucking demon after, like, across Japan. Like, you watch these matches and you're like, holy shit, that's the same person? And it is somehow. Yeah, I can't say enough great things about Sari, man. She is super, super cool. And yeah, they really did her dirty in NXT after watching. It's like when you see Athena in AEW now, and she has these awesome matches, but like when you see her in NXT in WWE, it's just like, oh my god, how do you fumble this badly? Like, how do you just fumble this like this? It's insane, dude. But yeah, this match was great too. Also on Stardom to the World, another great Starlight Kid match, man. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, man. How often do I have to preach the word that Starlight Kid is one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet today? Her match with Tomoka Inaba was fan-fucking-tastic, dude. As always, man. God, I can't get enough of her, dude. Ah! Yeah, she's great. She's great. She's awesome. Fuck, man. I gotta restart the video now. We're not gonna worry about that, though. We're just... whatever, man. Whatever. Moving on to the Vault. From the Vault, a bunch of matches uploaded to YouTube from various wrestling promotions YouTube channels that I watched recently, and you should check out, because I haven't talked about these matches before. And so this is a good way for me to talk about these matches. Starting with Billy Kidman versus Juventud Guerrera from WCW Nitro, November 16th, I almost said 2000 something, 1998. This match is great. I love like some of these. Again, I said this last week, but the Rey Mysterio and Dean Malenko match, like just any WCW Cruiserweight match is so good. The crowd was so into it. Like they're just I love watching the front row. These guys just be super into it, man. And yeah, some amazing maneuvers between these two guys here. Billy Kidman is fun. He's a fun wrestler. Juventud Guerrero is also just as fun. So really awesome match here between these two. I swear I've talked about this one before, but I think it's just because they uploaded recently, but then uploaded again. We have John Cena versus Edge in a TLC match at Unforgiven 2006. This one's one of my favorites. I had this on DVD, and I watched on car trips when I was young, so I've watched this match a lot. But it's for good reason, man. It's an absolute, like, car is appropriate because this is a car crash of a match. Like, these guys put themselves through, like, so many tables, and they have so many inventive spots, and it's really awesome seeing John Cena in a TLC match because he's so creative with some of the spots he does. He didn't do too many TLC matches, so it's really cool to see a good one at that too. And again, this whole Cena Edge feud was awesome leading up to this point, but there's a lot of great spots on this so that are worth checking out here. Dude, the AEW page posting Hangman Page, AEW page posting Hangman Page versus Kota Ibushi from Supercard of Honor 2018. Fucking fun match, dude. Kota Ibushi was he was the guy at this point, man. He was like, gold. Like, the Golden Lovers reunited. Kota Ibushi was crazy, dude. And it's so funny seeing, like, Ring of Honor Hangman Page, because, like, what's coming, but, like, at the time, I feel like people didn't. Like, they knew he was a good wrestler, because I think it was just hard to, like, really think about, like, how good of a wrestler Hangman Page was when he's in a company like Ring of Honor, and everyone was such a good wrestler, especially during, like, the Elite era, that I think you kind of forget. But it's like, like, and especially the fact that he didn't have much of a personality at this point. So the fact that he was able to put on such a good performance against someone like Kota Ibushi really speaks to how good of a wrestler he actually is and what he would go on to achieve. It's just interesting to watch in hindsight, man. So I'd recommend watching this match too. Also, this is awesome. TNA continues to post good matches to their YouTube channel between Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe from TNA Genesis 2006. Wow, dude. This was the match to make in 2006, dude. You don't understand, man. When, WWE, like the hardcore fans of, like, Ring of Honor and TNA, like the X Division, they love Kurt Angle, rightfully so. He is one of the best physical in-ring performers of all time. So, like, when he got released and he went to TNA, and they had Samoa Joe, going 18 months undefeated, he was this killer. He was coming off his Ring of Honor run. He was destroying the guys in the X Division. He was looking super cool, badass as hell. And they had these two meet for the first time in a match that people have been, like, just fantasizing about forever and ever. And when they finally do, it's just spectacular, bro. It's fireworks, I would call it. Especially the fact that, like, they had it, like, yeah, it's just it's incredible stuff here, man. It's not even that long. It's just physical as all hell, dude. This is like, I don't want to call it, like, I don't know which of these ones I'd actually suggest the most, bro, but that one's awesome. That one's super good. I really like that one. Like, that one's fantastic. It is fucking hot. Where's my water bottle? Where the fuck did what'd I do with it? Hello? Okay. I was gonna take a drink from my water bottle, but I guess I'll refrain. What the fuck? Oh, there it is. Jesus. What the fuck of my entire green screen doing that? That's a garbage bag of clothes. That's not like an actual garbage bag. Just don't worry about it. Moving on, WWE Vault posted a compilation of 2 hours of gritty brawls, some good old scraps, some Donnybrooks, what they called it in their thumbnail. So of course there's bound to be some good matches on here, right? There really wasn't too many, but except towards the end. First off, we had Mercedes Martinez versus Meiko Satomura in the Mae Young Classic 2018 night 5 or 6, I believe. Dude, it's It's so insane, bro. Meiko Satomura is like someone in your mind you just know is good, but you don't watch very regularly. But then you finally sit down and watch a match, and when she's wrestling someone like Mercedes Martinez, who's such a grizzled veteran of the industry, who just has so much knowledge in her head, it's just insane, dude. Because then she just goes out there, Satomura, and just puts on the most hard hitting banger you've ever seen in your life. And you're like, holy shit, dude, this woman's awesome. And you just forget. I mean, but she's from an era, dude, right? Which like of just some insanely like physical like wrestling, you know? Like the 90s women's Japanese wrestling was crazy stuff, dude. I believe there was a Netflix documentary about what's her name? Fuck, I can't remember her name. Oh no. How am I supposed to come up with more than just a casual, dude? I don't remember her name. Yeah, there was a. I mean, you can watch something like Gaia Girls, you know, some crazy shit like that where you just see how physical, what she came from, and how she's still applying that to modern women's wrestling now, especially in WWE and NXT, is fantastic stuff. It was fantastic stuff, dude. So, yeah, loved all that shit. Also from WWE 2 Hours of Gritty Brawls, Walter, Ilya Dragunov, NXT UK, October 29th, 2020. This is the only. I'm gonna whisper this. This is the only match that benefited from being inside an empty arena in the entire pandemic era of wrestling, across everything. Everything. This was the only one that benefited, because my God, these guys fucking destroy each other. They try to kill each other. It is unbelievable stuff, dude. It's insane to hear just the strikes, every like fucking slam, every like chop to their chest, just everything. You can just hear everything, and you're just like, oh my God, this is fake? Are you serious? Holy shit, dude, they're killing each other out there, and they were. It's awesome. It's an unbelievable match of, you know, determination, like just grit, toughness. It's incredible, man. I just see my skin is, you can just see the fucking sweat. Holy piss, man. Things I do. I got fucking my hair. But yeah, that's match is incredible. It's truly incredible. It's a sight to behold. You want to know else is another sight to behold? Will Ospreay versus Pac from All Out 2024. Again, this was like, I wouldn't say this was a dream match, but I think for a long time, for sure, people were just kind of like, yeah, we need to see this. Especially when Pac left WWE and was back on the Indies and was going to be part of AEW, you know. And, you know, it took Will Ospreay a minute to get to AEW. I think a bit longer than he should have, but I guess, you know, contracts were just a thing at the time. I think at the time, like, they're just not anymore. But, you know, he was tied to New Japan. And then when he came over, they finally had the match. And my God, dude. Just so much. It's not even like, it's flippy shit, but it's not in the same way. It's not like Ricochet Will Ospreay flippy shit. I think there's just so much more like good psychology to it, and it's just so much more hard hitting than Ricochet Will Ospreay matches usually are. It's still flamboyant as all hell. You're still getting flippy shit, but man, you're getting some good actual wrestling in it too. Not to say that flippy shit isn't good actual wrestling, but you know, if you don't particularly love that, I guess you'll still get a lot of enjoyment out of a match like Pac versus Will Ospreay from All Out. So that one is I would recommend as well. This is Stardom's episode this week. Had a really good feature between Azumi and Bozilla. You know, Bozilla was someone I gave praise to in my Forbidden Door review, but watching this match, dude, wow, she really did well here. I think she plays a really good Goliath to Azumi's David here, and you know, she did a lot of good spots as like the big heel, big monster heel basically. And yeah, and you know, of course, Azumi is still Azumi. She's one of the best in the world still, so a lot of greatness out of her. Finally get to see this match. I know a lot of people get to see this match now finally from YouTube, so that's fantastic. I hope to see good things for Bozilla. I don't know. It's just funny because like a lot of the big women, like someone like Camille, and I think, and to a lesser extent Megan Bayne, hasn't really been working out in AEW. But I think Bozilla, if you sign her, I think that would really fucking work out for you guys. I think you'd have a proper monster heel in Bozilla. So Just some thought, just some food for thought there. We also got Edge versus Seth Rollins from Smackdown, September 10th, I believe, 2021, in Madison Square Garden. You know, we're back in MSG. Edge and Seth Rollins are having a fucking awesome feud at this time. The crowd was super into it. I think the ending is a bit like, I think avant-garde's the right word, but you know, it's very dramatic, very drawn out, very like, you know, character work and all that good stuff. But aside from that, the action inside this is great. The false finishes are awesome. Again, the crowd's super into it, and yeah, it turns out to be a really good match. That it was good, dude. It was fucking good. Sorry, I'm so distracted by my own hair. So fluffy today. Ugh. This is heat. This was a weird one that WWE Vault uploaded. It was 50 Years of Funk. It was the Terry Funk 50th birthday? His 50th birthday? Because anniversary, it's not his wrestling career, is it? He wasn't wrestling in 47, was he? No, God, no. That was before the NWA Championship. Jesus. He's 50. He's 50 years old. I just remember he debuted before The Undertaker was born. So, however that works. But I think he turned 50 this event. And so for this event, he got to wrestle Bret Hart in the main event. This was an awesome match. It was no DQ, so they did a lot of fucking gritty brawling. Some, you know, just some good hard-hitting action here. This was a really good match to watch here. I'd recommend that one as well. And the NXT channel continued their pattern of uploading takeover events in full. This one was NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver 2021 Night 2. Nowhere near as good as Night 1, but still had an awesome main event, an unsanctioned match between Kyle O'Reilly and Kevin. Sorry, I just think of unsanctioned match, and I hear unsanctioned match, and I just think of Kevin Owens, and it makes me sad that he's not wrestling right now. But anyway, Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole put on a really good match here. Again, super brutal, super hard hitting, a bit long. It's a pretty long match, but you know, I think it's pretty worth it. You know, this blood feud they've been pulling out, they've been telling throughout up to this point, and it's a really good presentation. I love the presentation of this match itself too. But yeah, I think this feud's actually pretty underrated. I think that all their matches are really good, except for maybe the last. That was a bit like gimmicky and such, but still. This match was really awesome. Brutal match. To prepare us for the the When Worlds Collide event, AAA posted the El Hijo del Vikingo versus Dominic Mysterio versus El Grande Americano versus Dragon Lee Fatal 4-Way match just recently. I feel like I've talked about this match a lot of times now. If you haven't watched it by now, like, maybe this is God's way of telling you to watch it, apparently, but yeah, good Fatal 4-Way here. Another match I actually talked about recently. I feel like I did. Maybe this was like one of the videos I was going to put out, but I didn't, where I talked about this. I don't think I actually did talk about this one, so I'll mention it here. WWE also put out a video of the best of Sid matches. You know, I don't think there's a lot. You know, like, I think he's cool. Listen, don't get me wrong. Sid's cool. He's awesome. But, like, in terms of matches I'd really go back to, like, I don't think there's too many. There's just this one here I'm going to talk about, which is Wrestle War 1991 and the War Games match where he's a member of Team Flair going up against Team Sting, which includes, I believe, the Steiner brothers as well as Larry Zbyszko. I actually don't know who else is in the match. Sting. Oh, Brian Pillman, and then who the fuck else is on? It was not Arn Anderson. They were just in the corner. Who the fuck was part of the Horsemen? Another member of the Horsemen, and Larry Zbyszko and Sid and Ric Flair. So go watch that match. If you really want me to list the Sid singles match that was worth watching here, the one with Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series. This was also in the video, so you can go watch that one too. Finally, AEW posted the Hardy Boys versus Young Bucks ladder war at Supercard of Honor 2017. God, what a blip in time this was when Hardy Boys were in Ring of Honor, dude. This was awesome, actually. I loved everything about this. But it was just so funny that they would just like kind of think, yeah, we're just gonna make this pit stop at Ring of Honor before we go to WWE after leaving TNA. You know, we're just gonna quickly just get a 4-week title reign in here real quick, and we'll face like the greatest tag team on the planet at that time too, and they still are. So yeah, true dream match. A real sight to be seen here, honestly. It's a clash of generations you really wouldn't think you would ever see in your life. So getting the ability to watch it over again is just, man, it's crazy, right? Because it was just such a small window in time that this was gonna happen. So yeah, man, that one was awesome, and that's my list. That is my entire list of matches, of my favorite matches from the past week or so that are worth watching in my opinion. Let me know if there are any matches I missed out from the weekly, from the YouTube uploads, from the fucking big events, even though there weren't any. Yeah, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment, share, do whatever. I am beached because I just finished watching BKFC, so it's late. I need to do some more shit. I'm gonna get to that, but for now, I will be signing off. That is all. That is gonna do it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.